everyone, welcome to Unacademy Neat English. I'm your biology educator Ambika Sharma. Students, in today's video I'm going to talk about the Mpox virus, which is 7 times more dangerous than the COVID virus. I'm going to talk about the new pandemic. Here in this particular video I will tell you about the nature of this virus, the outbreaks, is India is under threat or not, the signs and symptoms, and how can you people protect yourself. So make sure you watch this video till the end and do share this video with your family and friends, and especially those who are traveling, those who are in other countries and they are coming back to India. Please do watch this video till the end. So what are we going to talk about? We are going to talk about a virus, that is the Mpox virus. And why do we say it is the Mpox virus? Because the M word here is monkey. I'll tell you the story here. So here you guys can see that if a person is affected with this particular virus, that kind of lesions, right, can be there on that infected person's body. So let's talk about this virus, and yes, it is considered as a pandemic. I'll tell you how, and I'll discuss all the things in detail here. So when you talk about this Mpox virus, in 116 countries so far, the cases of Mpox virus, they are reported in 116 countries, and let me tell you, including India. Okay, so that's why it is very important for us to watch this particular video and to take care of ourselves. So as per WHO, that is your World Health Organization, it can be a new pandemic if we don't take proper precautions, if we ignore this thing, right? And students, let me tell you, as I said, as per WHO it is, right, this virus is 7 times more dangerous than the coronavirus, than the COVID virus, and you know that if it will spread here in our country, right, then again there will be a proper lockdown, and let me tell you, we cannot afford it at this point of time. Okay, so it's better to stay safe. So on 14th of August, the director of WHO, that is Dr. Tedros, he announced that Mpox, M stands for monkey. I'll tell you why. So initially it was affecting only one country of Africa, right? But now it is the problem for other countries also, because this virus is spreading. It is getting mutated, right? And it is spreading. It is affecting the other countries also. So a new strain, it has evolved recently. We know that when we talk about the viruses, being a medical student, I hope you guys know about it. So when we talk about this Mpox virus, M word here means monkey. So it's a double-stranded DNA virus. And viruses, in the case of viruses, we know that it is their tendency that they mutate, right? They change their structure. And that's why it's very difficult to figure out a proper vaccine against them, okay, because they mutate immediately. So when we talk about this particular virus, it has evolved into a new strain because of mutations, of course, right? And now a more virulent strain is there, which is spreading at a faster rate. So as I said, it is more virulent. Like, see, other viruses, obviously initially, let's say if there is a virus, we know that when we talk about the viruses, right, viruses are basically non-living outside the body, but they are living when they get a living host. So basically viruses, they are considered as a connecting link in between the living and the non-living organism. When they are outside the body, they don't have their own machinery, right? They are basically just like an inert protein. But when they got a host, a living host, they start using the machinery of that particular host, and then they start replicating, then they start multiplying, and that is how with the time they evolve also, and they evolve into the virulent strains. Okay, so that is how a virus works. So when I'm talking about this particular strain, as I said, with the time, it's not a matter of 1 day or 2 days. Obviously, with the time, initially it was a very normal pox virus, right? And then it evolved into a virulent strain, and let me tell you, within months in Africa, in Central Africa, this country, Democratic Republic of the Congo, right, it affected the people there, right? It affected the people there, and now from that Democratic Republic of Congo, for that I will use DRC, right? From DRC it spread to the other 12 countries of Africa, and not just Africa, now not just in Africa, now it is also there in Europe. We can see it in Sweden. The cases are reported in Saudi Arabia, and even in East Asia, in Philippines, in East Asia. So we can say that now it is not localized, to DRC only, that is your Democratic Republic of the Congo. Now it is spreading, right? It is spreading even in East Asia, it is there. Now, right, recently, right, the Principal Secretary of PM Modi, Mr. P.K. Mishra, he basically conducted a meeting, right? He chaired a meeting to review the India's preparedness for the Mpox virus. So basically, let me tell you, yes, in India also cases are there, or They were there. I'll discuss it with you all. Okay, so basically he chaired a meeting, and you know that in Delhi, right, majorly so tourists, or you can say that whosoever, the international visitors, mostly they came to Delhi. So he said, right, he basically mentioned these three hospitals: Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital, Safdarjung Hospital in Delhi, Lady Harding Hospital in Delhi, right. So he asked them to be aware and to prepare, right, and they asked that hospital authorities to prepare for this particular virus. So the key facilities for quarantining, for managing, and for treating the mpox patients should be there in these hospitals, and not just in Delhi. He other requested other states also that they also, right, they need to be ready for treating the patients affecting with this mpox virus. Okay. Now, after that, let me show you. So when we talk about this particular virus, please pay attention here, right? It is from the official site of WHO. So disease mpox, formerly monkeypox, is caused by the monkeypox virus, and it is abbreviated as MPXV. Okay, so as I said, it is a double-stranded, it is an envelope, means it is having that outer lipid envelope. It's a double-stranded DNA virus of orthopox virus genus. Okay, and it includes variola, cowpox, vaccinia, and other viruses also. Right, we know about these viruses, isn't it? But it's just that now it has evolved and it has become deadly. So the monkeypox virus was discovered in Denmark in 1958. So initially, the first time it was reported there in Denmark in 1958. Then why are we talking about it now? Because of, obviously, because of that that mutations. Now we have the strains which is basically affecting the in human beings, and it is basically spreading. So in 1958 in Denmark, in monkeys, basically in a lab, let me show you here. So monkeys, so basically in a lab there, they imported the monkeys. Okay, macaca, you know that. That's why mpox, that M word is for monkey there. So what happened there? They imported some monkeys for the research, right? They were researching their polio vaccine on that monkeys, and they observed that in some monkeys, some symptoms were there, right? Some virus infected, right? Some monkeys were showing some symptoms, like you can see here. Fever, muscle pain, and skin lesions were there. So basically, scientists, they imported, right, these monkeys for testing the polio vaccine. But what they reported, that some monkeys, they are showing such kind of symptoms like fever, muscular pain, and the skin lesions. So what they did, they just took a part of that skin lesion, they tested it, and it was the pox virus. Okay, and now it was named as mpox because it was obtained from the monkey. So it was about the monkeys. Now the point is that from monkeys, right, how it came in the human beings. So first human case was reported in 1970, again in DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo, and it was there in a 9 months old baby. Okay, so basically that baby belongs to a tribal group there in that, right, tribal group there in Central Africa. So basically that tribe, that people, they were in close contact with the monkeys, and some of them, they were infected with this particular virus. So that is why, because they, that tribal people, mostly they are in the forests and all, so that is why they came in contact with that monkey. They were in close association with that kind of monkeys, and from monkeys it reached to the human. And the first time, because see how that viruses are going to use the human body as a lab, right? Basically they are taking all the essential things from our body only. They are replicating, they are dividing, they are using our body as a source, right? They are using our body for getting all the essential things, and they are multiplying. So with the time they evolved in such a way that they killed that 9 months old baby. In some videos they have mentioned 9 years old boy, but yes, as per WHO, it was a 9 months old baby, right? So mutated virus killed that baby. Okay, so it is mentioned in DRC in 1970, first human case was evolved. So mpox can spread from person to person or occasionally from animals to people, right? So following eradication of smallpox in 1980 and the end of smallpox vaccination worldwide, mpox steadily emerged in Central, East, and West Africa, because smallpox vaccine, it was eradicated. So that's why it was basically there was the end of that vaccine, and after that this mpox virus, it spread there in Central, East, and West Africa. A global outbreak occurred in 2022 and 2023, including India, let me tell you. So natural reservoir of virus is unknown, and various small mammals like squirrels, monkeys, they are susceptible for this particular infection. So now when we talk about this, I'm talking about the mutation. So with the time, this virus evolved into two clades. Okay, clade 1, clade 2. 2. Clade 1, Clade 2. Now the point here is, if you will see the outbreaks, right, if you will read that data, right, that is on the WHO website as well, so you will see that major outbreaks, and mainly in outbreaks, it was the Clade 2 virus. It was the Clade 2 virus. Cases were mainly from of that Clade 2 virus. But the problem here is, guys, see, obviously, if in major outbreaks, if we will see that Clade 2 virus was there, so we'll think, nah, Clade is the one which is more dangerous, but actually that is not the fact, right? When you talk about the Clade 1 virus, it is more dangerous. It is more dangerous, right? And because Clade 2 virus, it spread more, it is very easily transmittable, it shows very mild symptoms, right? So basically what happened is, like, let's say you are having basic fever, right, or running nose, so what will you do? You'll consider it as a simple flu, right? And you will be like, okay, fine, it's a normal, it's a normal flu, so you can travel here and there, isn't it? It was like that in the case of Clade 2. So that's why it is easily transmittable. It spread more, right? And it was mainly there in the West Africa. It is also considered as West African Clade 2. So it was majorly affecting the West African part. And here this Clade 1, it is known as Congo Basin Clade, right? So it affected that DRC, your Democratic Republic of the Congo, right? So this particular virus is more deadly because it shows severe symptoms. Let's say if I'm infected, right? If I'm not feeling good, if I'm unhealthy, right? I'm in a condition that I cannot move. So obviously I will not go here and there now. So that's why this Clade 1, it doesn't spread that widely. But in Clade 2, only mild symptoms are there. So more outbreaks are of Clade 2 because it is easily transmittable, but actually the dangerous one is Clade 1, and these days this Clade 1 is spreading, which is very, very, very dangerous. Okay, now next thing, so Clade 2, because it is easily transmittable, so our body is exposed to it, so obviously our body knows how to fight with it, so our immune cells, they are capable of fighting with it. But this Clade 1 is in DRC, so if we will experience this virus, it is going to be a new virus, the novel virus for our body, and our immune cells are not capable of fighting with it. Okay, so that is why WHO is saying that there is a new pandemic alert and we have to be careful, right? Because our body is not used to it. You know that if our body will first time encounter it, our body is not having the immune cells against it to fight with it. So as of now, it is in Asia. The cases are reported in Asia, Europe, and Middle East. In Africa, already it is there. Okay, so when it comes to the case fatality rate, let's say in the case of more people are affected with Clade 2, but the death rate is more among those who are infected with the Clade 1. So it is the most dangerous one. Okay, so there is some data of the outbreaks I already told you, but still let's discuss it. So after 1970, Mpox occurred sporadically in Central and East Africa, that is of Clade 1, and in West Africa, Clade 2. I told you already about it. So in 2003, an outbreak in USA was linked to imported wild animals. That was again of Clade 2. Since 2005, thousands of suspected cases are reported in DRC every year. So in 2017, Mpox re-emerged in Nigeria and continues to spread between people across the country and in travelers to those destinations. And in May 2022, an outbreak of Mpox appeared suddenly and rapidly spread across Europe, the Americans, and then all 6 WHO regions, with 110 countries reporting about 87,000 cases and 112 deaths. Okay, students, right? So now, in 2022, outbreaks of Mpox due to Clade 1, which is more dangerous, occurred in refugee camps in the Republic of Sudan. So a zoonotic origin has not been found. So let's talk about India. So in India, 2 years back, a 22 years old person, right, he came to Kerala from UAE, right, and he was infected with Clade 2. So 2 years back, right, 2 years back in 2022, he came from UAE to Kerala. He was not having a direct contact with the Africa. He was not there in Africa. He had no direct contact with Africa, but there he met somebody from Africa. He got the infection. He came to Kerala, right? Obviously, it was Clade 2, not so serious, but unfortunately, he's come to encephalitis with the time. Okay, and he spread that infection among 25 different people, right? right? So from clade 2 only, from clade 2 only, right? And yes, a death was also reported, right, students? So when we talk about this particular virus, okay, so now I'll tell you how this virus is going to infect and what are the signs and symptoms. Okay, so when you talk about this, fever, muscle aches and sore throat will appear first. See, there are 3 stages in which this virus is going to affect us. Overall, that symptoms are kind of same. That fever will be there, muscle ache, sore throat. That we consider, we basically consider it as a normal seasonal viral infection, isn't it? But here there are 3 stages. The first stage is incubation period. We know that it is a stage when virus is going to hijack our body. It is preparing itself, right? It is dividing, and that incubation period is for 1 to 2 weeks, and it is asymptomatic. Means there are chances that we will see no symptom there. Then there is a stage 2, prodrome stage, and here we are going to see early symptoms. These are the early symptoms, right? Like normal virus, there will be fever, sore throat, headache, muscle ache, back pain, low energy, right? But the main thing is we will see rashes and swollen lymph nodes. So swollen lymph nodes, lymphoadeno, right? So basically lymphoadenopathy it is. Okay, so lymph swelling will be there. You know the lymph nodes, they are basically the part of immune system. They fight with the infection. They are present in our body. So basically they will be swollen. So if we have the swollen lymph nodes, it is an indication that we are affected with this mpox virus. Okay, so first symptom is a rash, while others may have different symptoms. Okay, so symptoms typically last 2 to 4 weeks, but may last longer in someone with a weak immune system. Okay, so I told you about the 3 stages. So early symptoms, and then if still we don't go for a proper medication or something, if we still depend on that, that home remedies, right, we can go for the 3rd stage, that is rash. And in this particular stage, the epithelial cells of our body will be affected, right? It will be infected, and what's going to happen, you guys can see there. The mpox rash begins on the face. They will spread over the body, extending to the palms of the hand and the soles of the feet, and evolves over 2 to 4 weeks in stages. So these are the stages: macules, papules, vesicles, pustules. When we are using the word macules, will be flat and dry kind of lesion. Like sometimes mosquito bite, we see such kind of things now, macules. Then the next stage will be papules, right? That flat lesions will become swollen now. Then vesicles, right? In that swollen lesions, the fluid accumulation will start, and then it will become pustule because the fluid is already there. It is painful as well. So these lesions dip in the center before crusting over, scabs then fall off. So lymphadenopathy, that is swollen lymph node, is a classic feature of this mpox. So these are the stages of that lesions, and obviously doctors can test that lesions, and then obviously they are going to quarantine that particular person, and accordingly the medicines will be given. So here you guys can see, if we have the mpox, obviously there are guidelines by WHO. The main thing is because it is transmittable, so we need to isolate ourselves, right? We need to get a proper help, a proper medical help. Okay, so here you guys can see, tell anyone you have been close to recently, stay at home until all swabs fall off and a new layer of skin forms. Then cover lesions and wear a well-fitting mask when around other people. Avoid any kind of physical contact. So this is all about the mpox virus. So basically we need to isolate ourselves, stay away from the loved ones. If you have this, take a proper help, and obviously you have to cover yourself, wear the mask and all. And these days, let's say if somebody is traveling, they are coming from the other countries, please stay safe, right? And let me tell you about this virus. If this virus will get the dry kind of, the humid kind of temperature, this virus can last for many days. Let's say you travel today, you are infected with it, right? You used a place, right? You were sitting somewhere. That virus can even stay there for 7 days, 8 days, and for 10 days, and the next person can get infection. So please stay safe, use proper sanitizer, and let's conclude this. So here you guys can see, mpox is a viral illness caused by a monkeypox virus, right? So 2 different clades are there, clade 1 and 2. So common symptoms are skin rash, mucosal lesion, which can last 2 to 4 weeks, then fever, headache, muscle aches, back pain, low energy, and majorly swollen lymph nodes. Mpox can be transmitted to humans through physical contact with someone who's infectious, right, with contaminated materials as well. If that person will touch something and you will touch that, you'll get the infection. Okay, so lab confirmation is done by testing the skin lesion material by PCR, of course. So it is treated with supportive care. Vaccines and therapeutics developed for smallpox are approved for use in some countries. Okay, so this is all about it. So as of now, right, the infection is due to that clade 2, but clade 1 can also, it is also affecting the other countries. So obviously we also need to take proper precautions. So if you do spread this, do share this video with your family members, and stay safe, guys, because we literally cannot afford another lockdown like condition, right? It is not good for anybody, right? Basically, obviously, if you talk about your GDP, everything will be affected if such kind of situation will come. So we have to prepare ourselves, take care of yourself, eat food which is, providing you the immunity. Okay, you can include more and more vitamin C in your diet. So that's it, that's all. If you have any confusion, do let me know in the comment section. Take care, guys. And if you want me to help you in your NEET preparation, you know that in the description box there is a link. Do click on that link and be the part of my batch. Thank you so much, everyone.